Welcome to today's webinar, courtesy of the Kentucky Small Business Development Center right here in Louisville. We're all about hooking you up with free, super secret business coaching and training services. It doesn't matter if you're just dipping your toes in or gearing up for a big expansion. We've got the goods, the tools, and the know-how to help you win. To get the scoop, cruise on over to LouisvilleSmallBusiness.com or hit us up at 502-977-5800. Big thanks for tuning in to today's webinar. Feel free to drop your questions or chat it up with our speaker using the chat feature. Let's dive in.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Dave Etkin. I'm the director of the Louisville Small Business Development Center. Thanks for joining us today. As always, I'm joined with my good friend and coworker, Janet Flaw. Janet, how are you on this fine Wednesday?
Happy Wednesday. It's nice. Yeah. Nice. And that weather kicked through last night. Made it tolerable.
Absolutely. So, again, thanks for joining us. We always try to bring you good speakers and good information. And if you guys have been reading some of my blogs and some of the other stuff we've been posting, been on this kick about efficiency here lately. We're a very small staff. We have a lot of work to do. And one of the things that's just so hard is just managing your time, managing your resources. And it's tough, especially a lot of folks out there when they are just a solopreneur and they're working on their own. You have to do everything, and there's just not a lot of time in the day to do that. So we got a great speaker today with Sherry Radler coming in. But before we do that, I should have done this earlier. My bad. But just to make sure you can hear us and see us well, if you look down at the bottom of your screen there, you'll see a toolbar. And if you don't, just take your cursor and scroll down there. It should pop right up in there. You'll see the little chat button. And if you wouldn't mind, just say hello. Just tell us your name, that you can hear us okay, and where you're joining from. It's my favorite part of the day, because that way we can see where everybody is, and I want to see where you are today. There's Rebecca from Louisville. Hey, Rebecca, Dwayne, Lexington, Huntsville, Alabama. Nikki, I am so happy to see you today. Thanks for joining us, Sierra in Louisville, and Tyler, Arlington, Virginia. Wow, I was just there a couple of weeks ago. It was beautiful, beautiful city. You're very lucky. Huntsville's cool too. Now I'm not Terry, Louisville, Angie. Hey, Angie. It was great talking to you a couple of weeks ago. Hope everything's well. You make progress on your project. So Angie's got a great auto shop in Frankfort, Kentucky. Shannon in Lawrenceburg. Hey, Shannon. Well, folks, thanks for joining us today. And as always, as we go through things today, if you have any questions or comments, here's your chance to really tap into an expert. So let's put them in the chat. We'll be watching, get Sherry to kind of help you out. Hey, Kristen, good to see you today. And one other little favor I'd like to ask at the end, a little survey will pop up. Would just take that survey for me. I'll be forever in your debt. So that would really help me out. So again, don't forget your questions. Make sure you squeeze every little bit of information out of Sherry. And so Sherry is a great expert, a great resource, and we really appreciate her coming. She's going to talk a lot about some tech resources we can use to really ramp up our output and how we do things. So Sherry, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, guys.
Let's just dive in. I'm going to step back and get out of the way. You're ready to go. Let's do it.
Let's move this. So seriously, folks, thanks for joining. And today's fast-paced. It's a fast-paced, technology-driven world. And in this industry, it just means it's increasingly vital that we stay up to date with what's going on. So we're going to be embracing new technologies and staying up to date with advancements. And that's how businesses are going to maintain and gain your competitive edge. It allows you to improve your operational efficiencies and, of course, maybe open some new doors to opportunities. And as a business leader, you have to learn how to integrate this technology into your practices to streamline your processes. how to make effective decisions, and provide your team with the tools and resources they need to enhance. So I thank everyone for coming today to, join our presentation on technology as your ally. And we're going to explore this topic. So today's objectives are really threefold. We're hoping to understand how the impact of digital the transformation can impact your business, learn how to implement it into your business, and of course, identify technologies related to your specific business and industry that can help drive your growth. Goal is at the end of the session, you will have a roadmap for leveraging some of this technology into your business if you're not using it already. Whoops. At the core of it, every business relies on a technological framework on how you operate effectively. This is an internal tech stack. And if you want to grab a screenshot or a print of the screen, this sample will allow you, as we walk through the presentation, you might be able to slot in some thoughts of what you're using at these aspects, or even maybe some areas that we haven't addressed here that you are working in your world. Because while the possibilities of tech do seem endless, and if you go to the QuickBooks App Store or even your phone App Store, there's an endless possibility of various apps you can use. It's really essential to identify the technologies that align with your business industry, your goals, and the ones that are a good reputation, good reviews that will work with your software. So we're going to explore some of the core technologies that your business shouldn't ignore. So when we get into here, we're going to walk this around just a little bit. So the core standard business framework is really comprised of six aspects. The first of it is our infrastructure. This is your hardware, your software, your cloud service. This is the platform that your entire business is presented and housed onto the world. The second block in our tech stack is core applications. These are the in-house core applications like email, word processing, and industry-specific software that you might be using. Third is data management, because while we may say we're getting rid of paper, we're not getting rid of data, and all this information must be stored and housed somewhere. And of course, it can be used for analytics and for data to make decisions. Security can't be understated. Measures like firewall and encryption protect your digital assets, while password managers and portals actually help protect you from external attacks. Fifth is integration and automation, tools that help streamline the workflows and enhance efficiency, as David mentioned. And the last building block is our customer-facing technologies. What does our customer see when they work with us? Our websites, our CRM systems, our e-commerce platforms. How are we engaging with our people in the field? So kind of as we proceed, layer this through which layers are critical for your business, where improvements might be made, because it's while you're refining your tech stack that you can help support your goals. And we're going to dive into these all just a little bit further. Starting off, I'm Sherry of our accounting group, and we're a firm where numbers meet strategy and results really do drive our purpose. Our philosophy is really simple, at least to us. We're focused on the numbers, we're driven by results. So we believe in not just partnering with our clients on reporting the past, but using that information to help shape a prosperous future. So we're a cash service firm, so we're built on a belief that strong financial foundations are essential. And we just prioritize building relationships with our clients and providing a concierge level of accounting and advisory services that allow our business owners to make informed decisions for their growth. Today, we're going to focus on the technology side, so not a lot on the numbers, but all of this does help support and streamline operations, and everything that does to strengthen your business and framework does translate to your numbers. We've shared a connection here. You can use a QR code, download it. and it is a little handout on some of the do's and don'ts of automation. Okay. So what are the benefits of embracing digital transformation in your world? Organizations that do embrace digital transformations are 9 times more likely to see revenue growth and almost 3 times more likely to see increased profitability. Those businesses that personalize their customer experiences see an average sales increase of almost 20%. And currently, 60% of people say they find new products on Instagram. So, I mean, if you're, that's a new one for us and our firm, moving to the Instagram world. 80% of staff who are using AI or automation tools say that it has improved their productivity thanks to the technology. And ChatGPT itself has been rolled out in almost 50% of businesses in the US, and it's only been on the market and in existence for about 18 months. They had 1 million users in the first week, and it has just grown from there. So what does that mean? It means that organizations that embrace technology are better positioned to adapt to changes in the market and stay ahead of your competitors. And by doing that, you're driving growth, you're capitalizing on opportunities, and it allows you to understand your customers' needs and preferences better and allows you through these data analytics to understand customer feedback and behavior. Understanding this information allows you as a leader to then tailor your products and services to meet these demands that the customers are wanting. Giving customers an easier way to access your world through these resources actually improves, again, your sales, because a smoother sales channel really does has shown some real efficiencies. I think I was reading like 60% of AI options within a shopping experience gets more people to the cart versus abandoning a sale in the middle of the process. So when it comes to creating the opportunities and looking at where in your business you can find these, 94% of the executives are saying that understanding collaboration is going to be critical to their organization's success in the future, because the technology is unlocking a new world of business. It's allowing for the remote work. It's allowing for teams to collaborate from anywhere. Real-time monitoring on business performance allows those immediate insights for quick issue resolutions, operational efficiencies, and productivity boosts. Now, omni-channel engagements, for those unfamiliar with the term, describes a business strategy aimed at providing a seamless shopping experience through the entire e-commerce channels of a business. It's approach to streamline the business and the operations to drive the growth and revenue. So all of these that we've talked about are the why. Why should we look at it? What is the benefit? Why should we be interested in it? And then we're just going to, that takes us to the where. So the cloud technology is where it's going. So it is moving to platforms like Google, OneDrive, iCloud, Dropbox, which allows you to scale storage and accessibility of your data from anywhere, that allows many businesses to take that first step into the cloud and reducing the overhead. They also provide enhanced data security and a robust disaster recovery options. So as a business, this is one of those first places when you're looking at implementing technology into your business. This is really the first aspect. Have we brought you to the cloud? Have we brought your business off those internal servers or things like that, and have brought the business to an aspect in which that information in your team can access and collaborate effectively from wherever you are? And how do we do this? Well, it's through tools like Slack and Microsoft Teams and Zoom, as we are on today, that allows this enhanced productivity and collaboration. The ability to real-time message and video conference support the remote work and drive the efficiency. Tools like these, companies that are using it are saying they're seeing like a 25% increase in just team productivity. It allows for faster decision making because instead of having to go back and forth on phone calls or emails, the IM getting the response back to your question leads to a faster and better decision making. You can have improved connectivity and engagement. And many businesses, the people that have tracked this, have indicated that they're seeing up to 2 hours a week by employee saved by incorporating these type of online communication tools within their organization. It leads to better team cohesion, more efficient operations, and just faster turnaround of information within your organization. But with moving to the cloud and all of this more enhanced communication, protecting your business's information is still a crucial and essential part of your business. And a robust cybersecurity practices are essential. We speak to business owners quite often, and I can't tell you how often we hear the mindset of, we're too small for anyone to really come after. And that's really a bad mindset because we are finding, and the statistics are show that over half of cyber attacks are geared towards small businesses with the mindset that more at risk, more likely to make an error. But if a small business does undergo a cyber attack, 60% of those businesses end up closing their doors within 6 months of the attack, just because it is such a detrimental impact to the business. So cybersecurity, the cyber risks are definitely out there. Password management is 100% the thing you need to do. Don't memorize it. No more Excel spreadsheets, no more sticky notes. Please, we've given you 9 or 10 password managers. 81% of data breaches are based on weak or stolen passwords. Using a password manager really greatly reduces this risk. It provides password generation, strong, unique passwords. It lets you know whether your password is at risk. Most of them provide a breach watch service. And of course, using 2FA. Using 2FA codes can block over 99% of automated cyber attacks, just right there by requesting and requiring that secondary 2FA codes. I know it's a pain. My phone goes off all day long with them, but really it is worth the investment into your security, into your future. Last, make sure your software is updated regularly. If you're maintaining it, make sure you're posting those updates and patches. Speak to your IT group, make sure they're posting it. Keeping those updates and patches going. The systems are always getting attacks. They are issuing out patches to block them, and they're issuing them to you. Make sure you download them into your system to, again, predict those. Adopting just these 4 cybersecurity measures can significantly improve and safeguard your business's information. So please, if anything you come away from this presentation, this is the slide. So we've talked about why we want to do essentials. And now that we're talked about the streamlining and the external tech integrations, we're going to dive into the core components of what makes a comprehensive tech stack. It's by understanding these that's going to help us build a robust framework for your business. The next slide is going to outline some of it, and just know every single business and industry has very similar core components, but there's always things that are specific for your industry. One moment, please. So an efficient tech stack is really essential for the overall business success. As you can see, there's 9 building blocks of a tech framework, and each of these sections encompasses multiple components that impact your operations. So when reviewing these, consider how each fits within your framework, identify the strengths and weaknesses within your framework, what might need to be enhanced or optimized. So again, infrastructure, this is where your platform is housed. Where does your system live? This is our core operations. This is how we run our business. Are we an Office platform? Are we Google? Are we on an internal proprietary software? Where is our data being stored? Where is it being maintained? And these are actually how you build them. Next, how are we securing and keeping our information safe? So most businesses have made it through these four to this point. The next step is looking around in your business. What are you doing repeatedly and manually? What can be automated and streamlined within your organization? And that is the next place you want to look and determine what can be automated in your world. Calendar apps, payable software, e-commerce payments, click to pay. There's just various ones like that. Integrations, apps, and APIs. This is when we're connecting outside software together to form connections. You might have a sales software that talks to your accounting software. You may have a calendar that talks to your email. Think of those kind of connections, but they're various softwares that are meant to link together and work in tandem with each other. Once we have our house working as smoothly as possible, we're going to start looking at our customer-facing technologies. How are we presenting ourselves to the world? How are we streamlined? What needs to be done? CRM systems, invoicing systems, portals, e-commerce. These are all areas that our customers see and that can fall in this aspect. The core component of all of them is scalability. Can they grow with you? It is great if it fits the size you are, but make sure it's also going to fit the size you plan to be in the upcoming years, because you want something that grows with you. You don't want to have to come back and redo this project over and over and over again. And lastly, backup and recovery. We want to make sure that everything we have built in our business is backed up, and that if anything were to happen, that we can very quickly move forward and not really be slowed down in our operations. Floods, blizzards, tornadoes, all of those things can kill a computer. But if our data is backed up properly, it is stored in the cloud, it should be a simple matter to replug in and get back into your operations. So as we continue to build our efficient tech stack, we're going to focus on the first three essential blocks: the infrastructure, the core applications, and data management. So the infrastructure is the foundation of your tech stack. And this is the hardware, the cloud services that provide the computing power and storage. So by determining where you're going to work and the robust infrastructure, you're just going to make sure your business can handle the demands, scale efficiently, and maintain reliability. Second is our core applications. So again, we're Office, Google, Slack, Teams, Zoom, Dropbox. What are the tech stack that your business is going to work with? Define them, outline them, make sure everyone has access to them. Then we get to data management. And data management is crucial for keeping the information so that you can make informed decisions. So understanding how to organize storage to make files, location, and retrieval easier. Consistent naming conventions, reducing errors and confusion, making sure that so going to show you an example here. This is an example of like a folder hierarchy. And by turning around, you can turn around and create. So say you're a client and you have various clients. So every client has a folder. Under every client, they have subfolders. Maybe it's their permanent file. Maybe it's their bank statement. Maybe it's their receipts. Under receipts, you can see that it's by years. So this is a folder hierarchy that you would then line up how it works for your business and use it repetitively. Within the folder hierarchy, we have what is called naming conventions. And naming conventions is just a layout of a template of how you want your team to name documents so that everybody is using the same framework. In this case, it is month, day, year, client initial, bank statement, and account number. And you could read it right here. It's the June 30th, 2024 DUT client, Chase checking account 8708 bank statement. By strengthening your infrastructure and optimizing your applications, and it allows you to implement your effective data management practices. And this is the solid groundwork you're going to need for the components of your tech stack as we move into the other components of your tech stack that will help you further refine. This is a sample real-life example of a professional service firm tech stack. Each of the component contributes to their organization, and we've shown a couple options within these of what is done. So both Keeper app and ShareFile are well-known client portal communication softwares that allow clients to drop information or you share information back through them through a secured portal. Workflow management, ClickUp, Asana, Liscio, there's various ones on the market. A professional service firm, in this case, they're using a data review. They're running a lot of contracts and numbers, so they have a software that is running a data review on the back end that is checking the math and is checking their information. Canva, SocialBee are just two aspects of social media management. Canva is a software that allows you to create visual graphics, while SocialBee is a software that allows you to pre-plan the scheduled posting time of those graphics up to like 6 months in advance. Team communications, Microsoft Teams, Slack, Zoom are all areas that allow both chat and video communications. Ignition and Honeybook are two of the largest proposal contract billing softwares we see in use currently. This allows a lot of creatives are using Honeybook. They're creating their proposal, their service tiers, they're sending it out to their client. It allows the client to review, read them, sign off on it, even collect payment if they want through these softwares. We've already talked about password storage. Again, please, that's the good one. File storage, where is your data living? When you decide whether you're going to be a G Suite or a Microsoft company, many of these kind of flow through. Where are you backing up your software? Who's your payables processor? How are you making payments? Are you sending out payments through a QuickBooks payment or Amelio and paying your vendors via ACH? Or are you still printing physical checks and sending them out through the postal service? Where does your website live? Wix and Squarespace are two of the largest ones, but it can be on GoDaddy or others. But where does your website live? Workspace, G Suite, Microsoft. How is your team getting paid? What's your payroll processor? How are you tracking time? So, while not comprehensive for everyone, this is one that we've seen used on a couple professional service firms and wanted to share it as an example of what was being done. Once you've determined how you're working within your organization, you have to then turn your attention to how you're going to work with those outside your organization, because it's the cohesive external tech stack that integrates through those platforms back into your organization that really drives some of the efficiencies. So when you're out in the world, how are you getting paid? What is hosting your e-commerce through your website for your payment? What is your automated financial management? If you're using any of these third-party softwares, how is that coming back to your financial operations and letting them know? Are they having to key it manually, or do you have some kind of integration? What is your customer relationship management, marketing, supply chain, project? All of these Integrations collectively reduce the operational friction by saving time, which enhances that profitability and fostering the seamless transaction processing through your system. By leveraging tools like this is how businesses are going to achieve that operational excellence that is going to keep you competitive in today's dynamic market. Here are a couple industry-specific examples, because every industry have unique technology needs. Short-term rentals are looking at things like VRBO or Airbnb, while a construction or remodeler group may be looking at House Call Pro that allows them to issue bids and schedule at the same time. No matter what the general purpose tools you are looking at, focusing on if there's some tools available for your specific industry can really help leverage to meet those unique needs and challenges that your industry has. So as you're looking at those, look, one, is there something for your industry? What is customized? What is the functionality? What is the regulatory requirements that they might be addressing? A medical office needs something that complies with the Medical Records Act. A company that accepts credit cards needs a payment processor that complies with PCCI, which is the legislation that says you cannot keep credit card numbers on file. So understanding what the software does, how it can integrate into your other softwares, and how it's going to optimize its performance or help you have compliance is really critical as you go in and review these. So how do you implement a digital transformation? Because at first it's crucial to address the apprehensions toward technology and really view it as an opportunity rather than a challenge. So starting with incremental changes really does allow for manageable adjustments to be done throughout the organization. By making small incremental changes allows you to plan it. If you're familiar with the concept of a pilot project, a test project really allows a testing ground where you can build something out and model it in a test environment for a few days or a few weeks before you decide that you want to launch it out. To support all of these efforts to do this is to ensure that we have education and efficiencies and innovation. And the idea is that we want to allow our team to lay out the projects in stages and in pieces so that we're not going in and changing everything in one day. We're not changing all aspects in the same month. It is turning around and identifying what is the first one that is going to be changed. Identifying what are the parts of the project that needs to be reviewed. Demo your softwares, check out the guidance on it, and make sure it is something that within your organization will work and will resonate. Embracing it can be daunting, but overcoming these challenges really is a key for unlocking these potential benefits into your business. So the steps, it begins with a roadmap. And first of all, you have to identify your business goals. What is the technology adoption to your company's vision? Understanding what your objectives are really can set the foundations for success. Research your options. Make sure you've gone out to the market and not only looked at what is beneficial and looks pretty to your customers out, but how it is going to work internally with your team, and make sure it connects to all the internal softwares and departments that need to have access and ability to utilize it. Develop a plan. What's our timeline? What are the pieces that need to be done? Who is on the team? Who is assigned what portion of the project? And make sure this team is engaged early in the process to foster the buy-in and collaboration. Very rarely is a software implementation or a technology implementation a single person job. This is going to take the work of multiple people in your organization to weigh in on how what is being done is going to impact their world and how they currently do it and how the changes you're foreseeing is going to be incorporated. Parallel projects is allowing you to test and refine it. Often you may launch a software, you continue billing manually, and you put it in the software at the same time. Do we get the same results? Is an example of running parallel. Automation saves time. And they really save time by handling repetitive tasks like bill entry, invoice processing, email management. MailChimp, Gusto, Social Bee can all help automate these processes. AI and machine learning are both aspects that are revolutionizing our business industry just every day as we're living it. The algorithms and the models are being built, and as they are being launched, we are seeing changes ever going. And what they have the potential to unlock in the coming days for efficiency is just very surprising. For an example, in healthcare, they're using AI and machine learning to analyze patient data and patterns for diagnosing disease. In the retail section, chat bots are providing personal recommendations to customers to emphasize shopping experiences. In the accounting world, machine learning can read an invoice and populate it into the accounting system, no longer needing a manual entry. So the use and applications of AI and machine learning are vast and varied, making them essential for technologies in today's business world. We were at a conference last week and a lot of conversation about AI and how it's going to impact the accounting industry and things like that. And one thing we've heard before and we've heard again, that AI is not going to replace people. It's only going to replace the people that don't learn how to use AI. And that really is, it's going to become more a part of our world. So understanding and utilizing the technology is just what we need to do. And the truth is, resistant to change is natural. People are naturally resistant. Understanding that from the get-go is really going to be crucial for managing this propensity for people to push back. We just don't like change. So again, fostering that open communication, outlining the benefits, offering the support and the resources that they need to not only embrace technology, but to be successful in incorporating it into their world is really what we as business owners need to do to really encourage our teams and our organizations to step forward into this. Because AI is coming, it's a tool, it's not a threat. You know, it is going to change how some work gets done, but the work itself is not going to go away. And when we look at some of the statistics of what technology has done, it is AI is not going to replace, this. It's not going to replace jobs. Staff reports that using AI are showing an 80% improvement in their productivity. As of this month, June, 74% of businesses are already using a hybrid work environment or plan to by the end of this year. And this is truly an increase when pre-21, we were less than 50%. 50% of the businesses in the US are already using ChatGPT, and another 30% say they do plan to implement it this year. 80% of the Fortune 500 companies traded on the NASDAQ have teams using ChatGPT within their corporate business environments. So just looking at what is coming, we really do encourage our business partners to look around their organization and determine where this can best slot in and what is the simplest and easiest lift to help you step forward into this. Because as we wrap up, it's clear that investing in technology isn't just about adopting the latest tools, it's about future proofing our businesses. And it's about driving ourselves into the strategic investments into our future. The operational efficiencies empower us to innovate processes, streamline operations, and developing more agility and efficiency to respond to market changes and opportunities. Embracing technology allows us to differentiate ourselves in the market, position ourselves as stepping up, being ahead, and foster a culture not only of continuous improvement internally, but to show that our customers, again, that where they're going to look for us, we are there and showing up for them. Unlocking the growth opportunities. 60% of business owners or people are finding things on Instagram as new products. If you're not stepping out into these new areas in which our customers are finding, they are going to find the people that are. So the investments will open doors to new revenue streams, new expansions, and new partnerships. They're going to allow us to explore the business models and find those untapped opportunities for us. We seem to have gone a little fast, so we're going to say thank you, and we hope that, what questions do we have?
Thanks for that, Sherry. That's a lot. You threw so much at us.
And I have a cold, so I was trying to do it without coughing.
I know, I knew exactly what you were doing. So yeah. So I think that question I do have is, I think, there's you laid out a bunch of steps. I mean, where would you, if you were going to start at some point, where would you recommend someone to start to implement some of these strategies that you laid out? Which one would you do first? Which one would you look at?
ChatGPT is everybody's friend.
Mhm.
If you're not using ChatGPT, ChatGPT can help you write emails, lay out presentations, reframe articles, service tiers, update LinkedIn profiles. One of the first implementations we put in our firm was as simple as click here if you'd like to schedule a meeting, and remove the back and forth between us and someone else. Well, what time's good for you? No, what time's good for you?
Mhm.
That was a significant one.
Yeah.
Us coming from an accounting background, we always advocate that we like the ability for our clients to have a click here to pay button on their invoices, because it often improves and improves their cash operations.
Yeah.
Let's see. Those are easy. Those are, I say easy because they're low level. Those are things that are kind of out of the box functionality.
Yeah.
We've worked with clients like home professionals, think the carpet cleaner or the handyman, and being able to allow, to schedule their route, service the client, create an invoice while on site, and
Mhm.
collect payment just on their phone. That kind of functionality through House Call Pro has kept them as a very popular software in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the way I think about all that is, especially with customers, you want to reduce friction. You want to make it as seamless as you can and easy as you can. So, just spending some time thinking through some of those points of friction, that you can remove them with different apps and solutions, or that'll increase your business and your customer satisfaction as well.
Password managers, I see that someone dropped that in. Yes, I
Yeah.
mean, that can't be. And it does make it so much simpler just to have it. You don't have to look, they pop it over, they're always there.
Yeah.
I saw Alicia mention that she couldn't see the QR code. It's right here on the screen also, if she'd like to try again.
Yeah. I think that's. Sherry, this is something you can help people with, right?
Yes, we're a QBO-centric firm, so our clients are all on QuickBooks Online. So when we work with clients, if you're a QBO firm and your business, one of the best places to start looking is at the QBO App Store. And that is it's basically their store, but all of those apps have been already pre-vetted, pre-approved. They've undergone the technological due diligence because when it comes time and you look at apps, there's a million out there.
Mhm.
So there's a couple kind of rules of the road when you're talking to these app developers. How long have you been around? Did you just make up your app 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago? How long? And seriously, you can write apps. So how long have you been around?
Yeah.
What made you write this app, or how did and this is, what does your app do? We met a guy at, like I said, we were at a conference. He's writing an financial planning and analysis software. One of our clients, or one of our questions was, well, what was your background in order to write this?
Mhm.
Because, and he actually had come from the banking industry, was working with financial models, and this was something he was doing on Excel. And he's like, I thought it would be something that would translate really well to an app. But because he had the bona fides coming from behind, it was like, okay, well, I'm going to have a little more confidence or interest in your app than someone that's like, well, I've never done an Excel worksheet and I do nothing in accounting, but I thought it sounded fun today. So I made it, those type of things. So it's
Right.
always buyer beware when you're looking at software, things like that.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Sherry.
Yes.
Sherry, this has been great. I really appreciate you coming today and sharing all this with us. And as always, we will put this up on our YouTube channel as soon as we get everything arranged, and you will receive a recording of this and any materials that Sherry'd like to share with you. We'll pass those along as well. Sherry, we really appreciate everything you do for the community, the clients, and the little SBDC. So thank you again.
Well, thank you guys. Really, and I'm sure everyone has a place in their world that they can make a little bit easier. There's
Yes,
only so many hours in the day, and find one this week that can just make your life a little bit easier.
yes, so true, so true. And just another reminder at the end here, we will pop up a little survey. Please take that survey for us. It really helps us out. So with that, I think we'll say goodbye for our Wednesday session. And Janet, thanks for driving the ship as always. Sherry, thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.
We will see you next time.